Valve has finally released a major update to CS2 in probably 2 months. And they've brought in a lot of new content and also been addressing a lot of issues that people were already talking about. I'm not going to waste any time, let's just hop right into it. Okay, so this update was so large that they actually gave a name for it, which is a call to arms. And it's a reference to Arms Race, which is finally back. They only have it back with 2 maps though, so they'll probably be adding in the other maps, which I'll have on this video right now, which you can see, but there are a bunch of maps that are still missing. Right now it's Baggage and Shoots, both of which have been completely redesigned. So as you can see, here we have Shoots and Baggage, which are back. Shoots looks completely different. It looks like it took a lot of details from Ancient. Baggage looks mostly the same, it just looks more colorful, I'd say. Now, next up listed here is custom sticker placement. So they tweeted about this, but basically you can put the sticker almost anywhere on the gun. It just has to fit fully on the gun for it to be placed, and you can also rotate it. So this is completely different from, you know, the prior version of placing stickers where you had 4 set places where you could actually put them. In addition, you can actually put 5 stickers now instead of 4. Also listed up here is the new weapon case, the kilowatt case that has finally been introduced. Being added without any sort of operation thus far. They probably, I don't know if they will end up adding one, it seems unlikely, potentially in the future though. Also a new sticker capsule and a new music kit. So the kilowatt case, you can see all the skins here. We have the hideout, this is a blue dualies. Light box, this is actually a pretty good blue. I'll have another video that we actually look at all of these in game. Dark sigil, disastre, flag, this one looks alright. Motorized, Irizumi, block 18. I'm a big fan of Legos, so I like this one. Etchlord, hybrid, just smile. I can see some people doing some sticker placement here. Analog input, Black Lotus I really like. I'm curious to see how like the material reacts with the lighting. Olympus, this is our first Zeus skin that we're actually seeing in CS2 being officially released. Probably gonna be some cool sticker placements here as well. And we have the Jawbreaker, Chrome Cannon. I really want to see how this reacts with different lighting and adjustments with movement. And then Inheritance, this one is top tier. This one I really want to get. So this is our new AK-47. I remember seeing this on the community voting pools. They had a bunch of different designs like this. This one made it through. And then we have the new kukri knife, which is available in like the original finishes that I think from like the first case. I don't have a knife right now, so you know, maybe when I do my 1,000 case opening, $1,000, 1,000 cases, who knows which one, maybe I'll get a kukri knife. So the next thing worth mentioning here is that the Zeus, it is not a one-time use weapon anymore in any of the game modes. So even in actual comp, you can reuse it multiple times. It's just that you have to wait 30 seconds between use. So maybe we'll see it like come back in the meta a little bit. I'm not sure. Also, you can put name tags and stickers. So now we also have the stickers. These stickers are actually pretty fire, I'm not gonna lie. You can see this balloon one here, or like the smoke one here. It looks very balloony. We'll look at those in the game as well. The video is linked down in the description below. Then we have the music kit. I listened through these. I think only one of them was really piqued my interest, but people might think otherwise. Okay, so now we're just getting into regular gameplay updates. First up is this XP overload thing, which basically just puts a icon next to a person's name once they've reached the max XP for that week. That's when you get like the drops, the 4 options that you can pick out from. It was a bit distracting at first when I was playing, when this update first came out. I think the reason that they've added it is because they want people to be consistently playing, trying to get this icon and trying to improve their XP overload icon, because it just gives people a reason to come back and play more every single week. And then one last thing before like the release notes is a couple new animations for losing for some of these different character skins. Okay, release notes. Smokes. They now cast shadows. So people were running into issues in the game where you could see a player's shadow through the smoke. This basically negates that, so you won't be able to see the player's shadow. Instead, you just see the smoke shadow. And then they changed some of the rendering and animation. Hopefully that means optimization as well for, you know, people getting a lot of frame rate drops when they're close to smokes and whatnot. Gameplay. They added a refund all button to the buy menu, which you'll see at the bottom. Added a setting to disable first-person bullet tracers. This, in my opinion, is pretty big. People were complaining that the effects from the bullet tracers were really distracting, and this will disable it for yourself. You'll still see enemy players' bullet tracers. They'll still see yours, but this will, you know, remove the distraction if you found it as such. Silencers being reattachable is just like, oh, I picked up a weapon off the ground without a silencer, so now you can add them back if you right click. This is another big one. Player pings are no longer blocked by invisible geometry. Various adjustments to subtick shooting. Hopefully some people will be able to test this out. I'm really not sure. Improved smoothness of sliding along surfaces. Hopefully this should help for surfing. Not sure if this is what that's related to, but people were running into issues during surf maps where they would hit just some random invisible item and they would lose all their momentum. Not item, but part of the geometry. Also, this one is pretty notable to me because I noticed this a lot, which is collisions between players were jittery. You would notice it, like you would start rubber banding whenever you start running off in a big group from spawn. Hopefully this has addressed that. Sound. This is pretty important for the community because we saw a lot of complaints about people's microphones not working. So they finally added the option to select an audio input device for VoIP. Added the option to change your microphone threshold from the audio options menu, as well as metering for your current mic loudness. Pretty helpful to see if people are hearing you at the right audio levels. And then they also added the option to listen to your own microphone from the audio settings. They already had this as a setting in the console. They had it as a command, but now you can test it out in your settings and not have to mess around with that. Replace the M249 fire sound effect, and then replace the Zeus charging, charge not available, and charge ready state sound effects. Networking. They reduced peeker's advantage in many cases. People are gonna love that. Hopefully that's actually the case. I think that's just gonna, time will tell for this one. And then the amount of peeker's advantage in the steady state is reduced by 16 milliseconds. Also reduced the frequency of situations that led to very large peeker's advantage due to excessive command queue depth. They also added a CL tick timing console command that prints a report breaking down the various sources of latency. Miscellaneous, adjusted the range of CS ratings allowed to party together in Premier matchmaking. This is like a win-lose, I don't know, might help, you know, more people play together, but also might lead to like some more smurfing. High DPI mice was resulting in jittery mouse movement, so that's been addressed. Added minor improvements to animations during demo playback. I think the demo playback still has a lot of work to be done, at least from what I'm seeing from the community. Okay, so now down here, it's like a bunch of different map fixes, and most of them have to do with grenades and collisions. If you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. Definitely like the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe if you want to see more. And I'll see you guys in the next one.